I don't think those near-death experiences prove anything except that one of the things it does is it does prove that naturalism's false.
If we know that God is real, how do we know that heaven is real? Because if no one's ever really been able to come back from heaven and show proof that it's real, how do we know if heaven is real?
Someone did come back.
God? I mean, Jesus?
Jesus knows what happens in heaven because he came from heaven and he told us about it. So that's why we know that heaven exists, and we know that something of what it's like. We know very little about what it's like. In fact, Paul says that the human mind doesn't really understand what God has prepared for those that love him. But there is a heaven out there. Now, I know many of us in here have probably seen these near-death experiences and all that. I don't think those near-death experiences prove anything except that one of the things it does is it does prove that naturalism's false. What do I mean by near-death experiences? There are verified near-death experiences where somebody on an operating table flatlines, and when they are revived, they say, "Hey, did you see I was over this hospital. I just saw there was an accident on 3rd and Main." And then the doctors verify that, yeah, at that time there was an accident and that person was lying on the table. Or I just saw a sneaker on the roof of this hospital. This does nothing to show that Christianity's true or that there is a heaven, but it does show that naturalism, it's another reason naturalism is false as many other reasons. It does show that naturalism can't be true because you've got remote viewing. You've got people who are, their bodies lying on the table and they're seeing stuff 3 miles away.
So another question is, I don't know if you've seen the movie Heaven is for Real. It is based on a true story, but so when the little boy went to heaven, he did say that everyone there was like kids, like when they were younger. So do you think that when we go to heaven, we will be kids like when we were younger?
I don't know. You can't verify that. That's not a veridical NDE. That's not a verifiable near-death experience. A verifiable near-death experience is the one I just gave you, right? Mm-hmm. That there's an accident on 3rd and Main. You can verify that. You can't verify what some kid says as to what kind of experience he had. Could be true. Maybe it isn't true. But I'm not basing my view of heaven on what some near-death experience tells me. I'm basing my view of heaven on what Jesus, who came from heaven to tell us what heaven is about. I'm basing it on that.